Okay, guys, here is Genius, and today I want to talk about the new Ken buffs. Again, fake buffs, so trash buffs, because um, this buff again don't improve like the last patch, don't improve Ken's basic performance again. So, and I don't want to go very deep. I want to talk about more conceptual aspects overall about gaming and character architecture. And if you play a fighting character, you have different priorities. And the highest priority in the game is the basic performance of the character. This means how good are his normals, what good range of his normals, good frame data of his normals, because you can have an ability which you can, for example, spam in a match, but there is always a way to counter this. So, and with your own basic abilities. So, and we go through this. Ken is a standard character, but still has plenty of individuality in his playstyle. That's bullshit. Yeah. So we didn't think it was necessary to make sweeping changes to his basic abilities. Okay. So they say that they make no changings in his basic abilities because there are plenty of individuality in his playstyle. No, Ken don't have. Okay. So if I look at Ken, yeah, we go his basic abilities. Basic ability is fireball, this, yeah, this. So these are the basic abilities, and you have here the normals. So, okay, this standard normals you cannot do really much because they are all too stubby. So you don't have the and if I use my fireball, because this is one of the worst fireballs in the game, this fireball is not strong. So what they mean that I have many individual play styles on this normals and basic abilities. What? You can wait. You have no possibility to play good footsies because the stubbies are. Look at this. This is it's crazy. You don't hit. Do you know? Even this is reach the opponent instead this. You see this? That's that's a joke. Even I can hit with this and I don't hit with the lower. So this means that his basic abilities, yeah? So this you cannot use raw. It's too risky, okay? This is not a basic ability which allow individual playstyle, okay? So his basic abilities, his basic performance of Ken is wake. Sure, you can learn footsies, no problem. But if you are good on footsies, you are better on footsies with a better character. Simple logic. So I'm not talking about skill, I'm talking about character architecture. So, and for the character architecture, it is very important that the priority level gets buffs. That means his basic performance get improved. Because if Ken's basic performance is improved, yeah, so his normals, for example, are improved, then you are not so dependent on special aspects like in V trigger, second hit stop with Haj Hadouken, and so you all don't need this. Yeah, you play clean, you play on your basic performance, and you get good. So this means this is bullshit. Yeah, because of plenty individuality in his playstyle. That's not correct. I saw many Ken players. They all played in his basic abilities pretty the same. So and there are very gimmicky Kens. They play very risky, and this don't mean that there is an individuality in his playstyle. There are very individuality in his gimmicky playstyle. Okay, in gimmicky playstyle. So not in basic playstyle. Ken don't have any variations like jumping fireballs, or different kind of tatsus like Akuma have, and so on. Akuma is a character where you can say he has many individuality in his play style, in his basic abilities. That's correct for Akuma, but that's not correct for Ken, because the basic abilities and the basic performance from Ken is wake. So you don't have many individual playstyles. So this reason is absolute opposite. So he don't have individuality in his playstyle. That's why he needs improvement in his basic performance. So, however, we decided that there were some shortcomings with his V trigger. So we focused most of adjustments on his. Also bullshit. Who is asking for V trigger? Yeah, they say the V trigger heat rush has increased V timer length. Who asked for this? The important in this V trigger heat rush is the activation of the heat rush, not how long it takes. Because if I'm in V trigger, yeah, I show you. If I'm in V trigger, okay, so I'm in the V trigger. What is different? This, okay, or this, or if I throw fireball, it's the same speed, he gets a knockdown. So how relevant is the state if the fireball is slow? The problem with the fireball is many recovery time. So it has no really relevance how often you saw in the match that someone make this raw. Yeah? How often? You don't even hit there. Okay, that's the problem. That means if I have a bit more time in V trigger 1, no one asks for this. That's not where Ken's problems are. So what they are improving if I'm here, okay, maybe, okay, a bit faster Tatsu and so on, but this has no really relevance. Important is in this V trigger activation is that if you, for example, try to activate this jump in and make throw or something else. So this has no big relevance. So the problem with this V trigger was that it often tended to go unused when failing to press the offensive against the opponent. So these changes have made to address that. They go often tended to unused when failing to press the offensive. What they are talking about? If I activate my V trigger, I know why I activate this, because I want in some situation if the opponent block, so I don't get a negative frame advantage. So what they are talking here about? That's bullshit. Yeah. So this change can be utilized to now return a text designed to keep you at bay, even when in middle of the screen, so you can forcefully close the distance with opponents. Okay. So I'm in V trigger. So, and now I have this and can forcefully close the distance. With what? With this? Because the V trigger timer is a bit longer, and then I can do it again, and I can do it again. So what skill can have to close the distance? Because he's in V trigger 1. What? Explain me. So what I want to close distance, okay? So what is different fireball? No. What he have to close distance? Nothing. That's all. This is what you can do because you are in plus if the opponent blocks, then you can close distance. But I can't do this because the V trigger is longer active. I can't do this 3 times because the opponent adapt and do anti-air and hit me. So that's a reason. That's a joke. So this will allow for different style of approach and also give another option for dealing damage against opponents. Hä? What kind of different style of approach does I have because I'm in V-Trigger? What is here different? What in this V-Trigger mode is different to approach different styles? Nothing. There's nothing. This is gimmick. This is not a style you can play. No one play this raw Tatsu trash. Who do this? So, what they are talking about? So, follow-up attack were difficult to select when V-Trigger 2 Shinryuken was incorporated into a combo, so that has been adjusted. No one really asked for it. V-Trigger 2 is a special tool which is important in the activation, so you can anti-air, you can counter fireballs, and what happens after you activate it is not so relevant. Yeah? Because the most important on V-Trigger 2 is just the activation in the beginning and not what is happening after you activated it. There are okay combos, they make good damage, it's okay. So, no need to put here any buffs because these are fake buffs. They buff Ken on points where you don't need it. Right? They're on secondary and third levels, which you don't really need it. And then it looks like, oh, Ken got buffs. Look at this, Ken got buffs. Yeah. And this is how every patch looks like. Yeah. They want to give him buffs, but not relevant buffs. Elsewhere, adjustments to move, such as H-Shoryuken, Hard-Shoryuken, Guren, and Yaku, have been made to reduce combo difficulty. What they are talking about? What kind of combo difficulty causes Shoryuken? Shoryuken is a risky move. That's not his basic performance. So, and that's the biggest joke. Crouching MK changed frame advantage on block from 4 to 2. Okay? Who need this? If I'm so close to the opponent, to the opponent, this button is too slow. This has 6 startup frames. It's too slow. I don't need the. It's not good to use this. If he is far away, I make a pushback. So, and then it has no relevance. Just a moment. It has no relevance. Look at this. How close I have to be. So, it doesn't. I can maybe do it at this range, okay? But I lose connection. So I lose pressure. If I do this and he blocked, look at this. This range is a joke. That's totally a joke. So I do this. You see this? It don't hit. On this range, so many opponents can hit me easy. So if you get closer in this zone, it gets more and more dangerous for Ken. So if I do this, I don't have follow-up. So why do you reduce the frame from -4 to -2 on block? For what? For what reason? For what? Look at this. So, and if I'm at this range, this button is not correct. Because at this range, this button is better because this is for start up. And then you can do this. You see this? Look at this. I show you. I have to be so close, yeah? Because if I do this, so that means that on this close range, where can I maybe address the -2? I am, the second button is too slow because I'm on -2. And if the second crouching wants to hit, I have startup of 8 frames. The opponent can easily counter me because the most characters in Street Fighter V have better range than Ken. This means that this buff is bullshit. Trash. It's just trash. So, then Hadouken, V-Trigger 1, can now be cancelled with V-Skill on hit or block, but consumes V-Timer. No one asked for this. Okay? Hard Shoryuken, increased hit stop for second attack. For what? Then AX Shoryuken, extended full invisibility from the third attack at the end of active frames. Guys, what are you talking about? What is this? How rare situations you have in the game where this have a relevance? Lowered combo count, gain of the first attack X Tetsumaki. Quick step, V skill, charge 1%. Will no longer pass through opponents during mid-air hits done in the corner. Quick step, V skill, charge version. Increase the combo count limit. Okay, maybe you have one or more, 2 combos. But the problem is how good I can access if I'm moving in this situation and the opponent is moving, who get a good access to the opponent? That's the question. What's about, and not after I get the access, after I am in the character, then it doesn't, then if I do this, for example, okay, I have don't played again a long time, so okay, I don't need to do this. Okay, I can do this, yeah, and then but this is not so relevant, you know, this gimmicky moving stuff. For what? I can do this and good is. So what's the problem? I make 303 damage and then I make it complicated for 6 more damage. What is this? I can, and they make it they make it I can cancel this. Wow, really? And if the opponent block this, look at the, you see, minus 8. You know how risky this button is? So for what I need this V-skill cancel on this crouching button? Because the button is risky. Okay, and if I do this combo, this. Okay, wow, I have 6 damage more. This is a game changer. Wow. So the problem is I have to need this access. How get I this access that I make pressure to the opponent with good fireballs, for example, or range stuff, so that I can jump in, and my jump in get not easy countered with an anti-air, because I'm pressuring the opponent on the ground, on the horizontal line. So if I don't have pressure here, it's always risky to access with the jump, yeah? Because if I don't make pressure on the ground, every jump is easy seen on the opponent, right? So in the last patch, Puncta God said, oh my God, can get super buffs, and so on and so on. And I saw his gameplay, and I didn't see any can buff relevant mechanics. And I told him that I will see if he play on the tournament Ken, and he didn't play. So why are you talking about Ken is great after the patch? This patch is again a fake buff. So no one asked for these things. So V-timer from 1200 frames to 1500 frames. So these are maybe 20% more. Not relevant. So Shinryuken combo count, now a constant number of move hits. Doesn't matter, everything. And this is also a big job. Change it active attack frames from 2 frames to 4 frames. Who need that? No one is activating this raw. No one do this. People do this out of a combo. Because the problem with this is it has also already a bad hitbox, you know? So if the opponent is there, and I never see it, it is such a rare situation where people use this critical art raw and change recovery from 44 to 42. Wow, 2 frames less recovery. If something has over 40 frames recovery, okay, it doesn't matter if it's 44 or 442, because everything over 30 frames recovery is like slow motion. You can punish easy. So these are fake trash. This look like reducing frames. Yeah, but this reducing frames in this range has absolutely no relevance. You know? And increasing the frames here has no relevance. Yeah, and change full invisibility from between frames 1 to 6 to between 1 to 8. Who do this critical art raw? In how many situations that you do this raw? So you need this buffs. Trash, no one needs. That doesn't really matter. Yeah, that's okay, but no one asks for it because it's making maybe bigger combos and you get 10 more damage. So for what? 10 more damage for what? No? And this crouching MK, the problem of crouching MK is this. Dude, look at this. There's no range. And if you get close, it's too slow. You get okay, you can play this, yeah, and you can cancel in this. But if you want to cancel in this, you have to make a how it is called, hit confirm. So what can I say is, yeah, I'm a bit sad about Ken. I dropped Ken. I don't play him anymore. There are still people playing him and yeah, working very hard on him, and it is mostly the skill of the person, which is making the win and not the character, and maybe some matchup. And V-Trigger 2 is at the moment even stronger than V-Trigger 1. So because V-Trigger 1 is not getting stronger because of his, if you activate it longer. So if I'm in V-Trigger 1, okay? So that's for Capcom. If I'm in V-Trigger 1 and I use this, and I even waste AX bar, and I'm in V-Trigger 1, why you don't make this projectile invincible? Why? That's the point. If I'm in V-Trigger 1, I need a stronger V-Trigger. At least something where I have a projectile invincibility. So why you don't give me a projectile invincibility for this, for example, and a better hitbox? Or this is slow. This is still slow. There are look at Kemi, for example, how fast the air to ground hits are. So, and look at this. This is not good. Even if I'm in V-Trigger and I use one AX bar. So how many characters you have, if they are in V-Trigger or if they use AX bar, they get projectile invincibility or one armor. Ken don't have this. So this means that this V-Trigger 1 is not strong. It is good for activation, but overall it's... That doesn't help really. Yeah? You can play it gimmicky and Ken looks cool. Yeah? But you cannot... That don't work. So, so I'm going for Luke. So, and this was my opinion about this trash fake buffs. This don't help. Ken is in the same spot, and this is and this sentence is the most the biggest joke. Ken is a standard character, but still has plenty of individuality in his playstyle. So we didn't think it was necessary to make sweeping changes to his basic abilities. Ken's basic abilities, basic performance is wake. So, because it's wake, that's the reason why there are not many different individual playstyles. There are many different individual gimmicky playstyles. Okay? Gimmicky playstyles. Yeah, that's for it. That was genius. I hope you enjoyed it. This is my opinion about this fake Ken in Street Fighter 5. So I hope something different in Street Fighter 6. But for my opinion, it's over. And it's not. I'm not talking about skill. I'm talking about correct architecture. Thanks for watching. Till next time.